Hi guys, welcome back to Technique Matters, and it's been a while since we posted our last video. We basically had a break, and today we're gonna give you a special video because we have finally hit a 1,000 subscribers and we are hoping to get more. So today's topic is basically how do you know that you have braced right in your deadlift. It's a little late, but I want to actually wish you guys a happy new year. It's a new year, it's 2021, and we hope to provide more for you guys. And once again, today's topic is really about how do we see that whether you're bracing well enough or not. So what you're actually about to see and learn today is the coach's perspective, especially for myself, JJ and Adams, our perspective of someone who are not bracing right in a deadlift. So at the start of the video, we're gonna show you a couple of faults and mistakes and things that we always spot to know that this guy or lady needs some work in the bracing and improving of the positioning of the deadlift. And after that, we're gonna share with you all the correction and also the proper feedback you need to have when you are bracing correctly. Alright, so without further ado, I'm gonna pass the mic to JJ, and JJ is gonna share with you a couple of things that we always see about not bracing correctly. So let's go.
Alright, what's up guys, this is JJ. So today we're going to talk about bracing. If you're still unsure of how to execute a good brace and how to sort of, make sure that you're doing it right, don't forget to check out our previous video on bracing. It's actually one of the first few videos that we did. But don't worry, today we're going to go over some of the common faults that we see in the deadlift, especially with the bracing, and then we're going to reiterate some of the ideas that we talk about when we talk about what a good brace should look like. Alright, so with the help of Clinton, I'm going to show you a few sort of bad examples of what a brace is not. The first one that's most common that we see is obviously the hyperextension fault or the open scissor fault. And this one is very common when everyone wants to sort of prioritize safety of the low back. Yes, that is important, but getting a flat back is not how you do it, right? Because when you get a flat back, what happens is, right, you try to squeeze the lats really tight, you try to flatten out everything, and then as you go to pull, what happens is if the weight gets heavy enough, because you are not bracing, you're just trying to make that flat back, you eventually round over anyways. All right, so that is our mistake number one. So mistake number two that we're going to talk about is obviously the opposite end of the spectrum, which is we've talked about how you shouldn't start in a hyperextended position. So people take this advice and then they go to the opposite end of the spectrum, which is they try to do long arms, and they try to get their arms really long, and as a result they also round over. All right, so obviously when you go to pull, when it's heavy enough, what happens is you round over even more, and that flexion could be something that is injurious, or could be something that is actually, rather than necessarily cause injury, it can be actually very, very inefficient for you to transfer power from your legs to the bar itself. One little tip that can help you, that you can, whilst watching this video, that you can practice is just a quick bracing drill. So why we don't talk about getting the chest up a lot is because if you just take your fingers and put it into your sides and you try to brace by sort of pushing out and then trying to sort of breathe in, you notice that I am bracing now, but I can still talk, right? So a lot of you just take in air, you go like, right, and you don't really brace, right, and you rely on that air to sort of brace. All right, so this is not how you want. All right, and if you get your chest up and you try to do this drill, so you try to push out into your fingers, you can see that my fingers don't move too much, whereas if I get a nice stack, I can breathe out and then brace, and then I can push my hands even further out. Right, so that's what you want. You want the expansion in the middle part of your your core, especially at the sides. So people always think big belly brace, push the stomach out. That's not what we want. You want to push out in all directions, and we find it's more helpful if you push out to the sides to begin with. I'm going to hand it over to Adam, and he's going to talk about some of the things that you can do to help you to fix and make sure that you are cueing and really training a good brace position and what it should look like.
What's up everyone, Adam here from Technique Matters, and right now I'm going to go through how proper bracing should look and how it should be executed, and then after that I'm going to give you some real basic drills of how to feel the bracing and how to practice it as well. So first up, got Clinton here. So before you even touch the bar, you want to prime your brace as well. So you want to think of, ribs are neutral, but you want to think of ribs down and pelvis together. So you want to think of your ribs in a neutral position and your hips in a neutral position, okay? So from here you want to prime your brace and then you want to go down and grab the bar. Once as Clinton is set up and he's ready to execute the lift, he wants to reset his brace but keep some in there and really tighten up that brace. And he wants to feel like he's pushing against his obliques, and he wants to think of a brace that's a whole 360 circumference around his core, okay? Now he's set his brace and he's going to execute the lift. As you can see, everything is nice and neutral through here. Rib cage does not change. The spine does not change under load. That is the main key. We do not want the spine to move under load, and back down. All right, so right now I'm going to show you some really basic, easy drills, and you don't need much to do this drill as well. You can either use a shoelace, you can use a light band, or you can even use your belt. But for beginners, I really like them to use these. It's very easy, and I get them to use it for the whole session as well. So how to set this up, you just want to wrap it around to the center of your belly button. You're going to tighten it up nice and tight. Tight enough so you can just get 2 fingers in, like that. And then when you're training and you're doing your exercise, what you want to feel is just your whole core pushing against this shoelace, not pushing your belly out. You want to think of pushing your obliques against it as well. So pushing against it, I can really feel this reference through here, and you can wear it for the whole session, okay? If you're a little bit too embarrassed to wear this in the gym, it kind of looks funny, kind of looks weird, you can just wear it underneath your shirt, okay? Same thing as well with the bands. The bands are nice as well because they've got a bit of a stretch in it, so you can really push against it and make this a little tighter. So you can just wrap this around and just wear it around the gym throughout the session, just to really help you maintain good bracing. Same thing can be done with your belt as well, but when starting out, I recommend using a shoelace or a band. All right, now I've got Clinton here. He's set up a band. This is how it looks like. He's set up a correct tightness through here. With the band, you kind of just want to get 1 finger in there. That should be enough. With the shoelace, 2 fingers. Now Clinton, just set up, prime your brace, so you'll see this move. Yep, there, and then breathe behind the shield and maintain that brace. Get down. So he's keeping tension from the top of the lift and then coming down. Now when he's down here, he's going to reset his brace, and he's going to think of keeping his arms in together and crushing his armpits, okay? So nice and neutral, and brace and pull. And this is nice. I can't really get my finger in there because he's bracing so hard against it. So that's what you want to feel, okay? And back down. Reset your brace. Come back down. Yep, can't get my fingers in there. Push against there. Reset your brace again. And then come up. Cool. Down. So if you're training with a buddy or someone that's, you're just starting out and learning how to brace, you can do that check that I just did with Clinton, is to come in and just try and fit your finger in against the band or the shoelace. If you can fit your finger in that shoelace or band, then they're probably not bracing hard enough. So that's something to work on. Okay, that's it for this week, guys. I hope you had a great new year and a great holiday. Thanks for tuning in with us last year, and thanks for bringing us to 1,000 subscribers. Let's try and exceed that this year, and thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.